Welcome, I'm Grant, and this is BINBUSTER, where I buy, watch, and review budget bin movies for you. Today is our second video in our August animation month. Today, we're reviewing, get it right here off my shelf, All Dogs Go to Heaven. This 1989 movie classic that lost out to The Little Mermaid in theaters. Panned by critics, barred by parents, but still a classic in its own right. We're going to talk about that today. And as always, I will give you my good, my bad, my thoughts, and the ratings for this classic children's movie. First off, we'll talk about the good. The cast in this movie. I'll start with Vic Tayback, Loni Anderson, Charles Nelson Reilly. For those of you that have watched game show networks and have seen the old match games, Charles Nelson Reilly's on there. He's the little guy named Killer who's like the spazzy little dog that works with the villain. Yeah, that works with him right there. Yeah, that's amazing. And then you have Dom DeLuise, who I said is in most of these films, he's Itchy right there. The one with the hat, he's Itchy. And not only that, but megastar at this time, Burt Reynolds as Charlie the dog. As our main character, Charlie the dog. This is an exceptional cast right here for the time being. For the time that this movie was created, it's an exceptional all-star cast. Another good in this movie I liked were the songs. I mean, they made sense where they were supposed to be. I mean, hearing Burt Reynolds actually sing, he's not that bad. He's not that good either, but it's supposed to be a dog singing, so I like that. I also like in this one, they actually make the pause more like the pause, unlike in Secret Nim, where you can see right here in that review, they actually made more of hands and everything for all the rats and the mice. Yeah, it kind of just takes away from me. This one here, actually pause and everything. The fact that they open up an animal casino is amazing. But here's the thing. The little girl right here, Anna Marie, right there, the little girl, right there, she can actually talk to animals. She can actually understand the animals talking to her. She's the only human who can. So that it does a little interesting plot where the bad guy kidnaps her. Charlie tries to rescue her. She's trying to get adopted. Charlie's plan backfires on the people she's trying to adopt. He steals from him. She is upset with him. He sacrifices his life. And all dogs go to heaven. Hey, you hear the movie. I'm done. See ya. I'm kidding. Alright, my next good is right here. Is that these films are dark. Bluth's films, Don Bluth, the guy who's directed this movie, he also directed Secret Nim, American Tail, Five Goes West, Land Before Time. Says it right there at the bottom of the box, at least the first three. So you see, his movies are relatively dark. They are more realistic in nature, even though with an animal setting involved with it. They're darker than your average kids' movies. A film that features murder, gambling, drinking, smoking, and manipulation of children, while still being rated G. Shouldn't be rated G. G. But this is when the MPAA, the Motion Picture Association of America, actually stood for something, and you could get a G movie was, yeah. It's animated, so it's not real, so here you go. It's G rated. The animation is also top-notch, as expected from Bluth and all his characters. Also, the complexity of each character in here is amazing. How Bluth brings complexity into the story with each character. You're not just sitting there watching a one-dimensional thing. You see that a lot now in current movies, in current cartoon movies and TV shows, because of stuff like that. But he's tough rather than your average cartoon characters. Still have his emotionally driven arc that makes the film stand out. It's all about a bad dog learning the error of his ways after coming back from the dead through the bond with Anna Marie, the little young girl. When Charlie dies the first time, like gruesome murder by the bad guy, because he steals Charlie's casino that he owns. Go figure. All for a casino. Isn't that how Oceans 11, 12, and 13 are? It's all about a casino? I know. Maybe we could get Oceans 14 and have it be all animals. That would be kind of cool. Write that down right now, Hollywood. They're not watching these videos. I can guarantee you that right now. But when he's up in heaven, he steals this gold pocket watch. It's his anyways, because it's his timer on Earth. So he winds that sucker back. And he's able to go back to Earth. But the angel warns him of one thing. He's told when the watch stops, he's dead. And cannot come back to heaven. But if the clock never stops, you can possibly live on forever. So there's a little thing in there where Charlie's watching, making sure his watch is still ticking. He's sleeping one night, and this scene comes up. The scene of hell. I'm going to talk about the good and the bad with this scene, but I'm going to go with the good first right now. It's a dream Charlie has that changes his very soul. That's why it's so good. It changes his actions. It's very well done visually and drives to the point of this being an unfriendly, unrelenting place of pain and agony. It does that very well. This scares Charlie enough to say, I'm going to change my ways. Charlie sacrifices himself to save Anne-Marie and ultimately gets back to heaven. Why? Because all dogs go to heaven. And we find that out why the title is like that. I'm going to tell you that in a moment. But now my bads. Pretty much, it's the hell scene. I mean, I watched this. This came out in '89. I was 5 years old when this came out. I remember that scene vividly. I was rewatching it just for this review. I watched that scene, and I reminded that scared me when I was a kid. When the dragon shows up, and it scared me as a kid. I don't know how it would scare kids nowadays, but that scared me then. It's probably still scare kids now. But you see, that's the thing. Land Before Time had some scary moments in it. When you first see the Sharptooth or the T-Rex, that's scary. But the meaning behind the movie makes up for that scare. Because in a dark theater, this scene scared me as a kid. I can only imagine what it could do for kids. I mean, sitting in your house, you're probably not going to be as scared as you were sitting in a theater. But that's it. That's my good and bad. This film doesn't get the love it deserves. The critics, I guess, open up with the critics panned it because it came out right around the same time Little Mermaid did, and we all know Little Mermaid's what saved Disney. But you see, everyone flocked to that. Even the critics flocked to that. And here's the thing you guys need to know. I give this 4.5 stars. I give All Dogs Go to Heaven 4.5 stars. Why? For one, saving grace. The cast. The cast is fantastic on here. It's a classic anime movie. You're not going to see movies like this nowadays. You're not. Because they're not going to be as gritty, as grimy, as dirty, and as fantastic as All Dogs Go to Heaven. And remember, when you sacrifice yourself for someone you care about, you ultimately can get back to heaven. Why? Because, as the angel states, all dogs are good and loyal to begin with. That's why all dogs go to heaven. I just want to thank you guys for watching. We hit 200 subscribers. Yay! And remember that giveaway is still going on. I'll put the link up here for the card. Comment on that video. That's the only way you're going to enter. That's the only way you enter for it. You leave a comment down there and I'll do a random generator on my computer to determine who wins. And you win those DVDs of your choice that I showed in a previous video. Yeah. That's amazing. Thank you everyone for that. Remember to hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button for more videos like this. Hit that bell notification so you don't miss a single video. And remember, you're good, you're loyal, your companion dies, remember, if it's a dog, you know where it's going. If it's a cat, who cares about cats? Because remember, all dogs go to heaven. Make it a movie night, and remember to dive right in.